Well, here's a lure that I'll be very surprised if you can find these in the shops in Australia, because it's been a one-off for me. Years ago I found these down at Mo Tackle at Coffs, and I bought a couple of them. They were dynamite, and then I've had to send to America for these ever since. This is the Cotton Cordell Boy Howdy. They're a prop bait, as you can see, with props on both ends, and they're absolutely dynamite. One of my favourite go-to surface lures. Definitely one of those confidence lures that you put on when things aren't going well and always turns things around. So let's take a look at it. It's a fairly straight line prop bait. The profile on it is really slim and slender. You can see that the props are articulated against each other, so it just keeps it nice and steady, best as you can with these prop baits. It comes with very standard, I think they're Eagle Claw size 6s, but I tend to just get rid of those, replace them with, you can see here I use like Owner 2x strong trebles. Here's one that I prepared earlier. It's been thrashed about. I've got ones that are worse than this in my box. They tend to lose their paint after a fair few toothy critters like jacks, and if barra are getting a hold of them, I've caught barra on them before and brim and things. Paint job will come off them. Nevertheless, they just keep working just as well, so I'm never discouraged by that. And this is the one that I've been using on my line. You can see that it's got a little split ring attached here. They don't come with that as standard. They come just with that little bent little wire there for your toe point. And I've decided after years of using these things that a little bit of weight at the front and even a fluorocarbon like a sinking leader actually helps for the style of retrieve that I'm after. So I like to pull these things ripping under the water and get them to dive a little bit under the surface. If you're using a mono or a floating style leader, then they'll tend to sort of fizz across the top. That's the retrieve that a lot of the guys will use, is like a straight fizz, but I like to use almost like a popper, get it to just bloop under the surface. And I think I've got some footage here, so you can hear that fizzing and sort of blooping sound. It's just incredible, and I just think it's amazing for the jacks. They just love it. It's really the thing that I go to, and I've got great footage of this thing doing damage in some creeks, like right up the back in shallow water jack fishing country, and I've got a few fish around the canals on the Gold Coast last year using this as well. So the Boy Howdy is definitely one of my favourites. You can see, not in natural light as well. I'll just show you, if I get out the road, I might be able to pick up some of the shine that you'll get on this thing in natural light. This one might do it better. You can see that shine where it just refracts light, and in tannin stained water or slightly dirty water, you can see beams of light coming off this thing. Just very much like a gold bomber, and that was the appeal for me. I've used it for years and they're just outstanding. If you have a look at some of the design features around the prop, it's very basically put together, and that's always been an appeal for me because it doesn't have a lot of stuff in the road. These props just spin a lot better than most of the prop baits that I've seen on the market, so it's a really basic design. The only thing that you really need to watch is that toe point under strain can come undone, and if you're using a loop knot and you're pulling hard, it can open up and the loop can pop through. I learnt the hard way with that. If you just tie straight to the toe point, if you're using it to fizz across the surface or put a ring on it to get a little bit of diving action so it goes down a little bit, you're going to get a much longer life out of the thing. You're not going to lose it. But the rings and hook hangers are all pretty strong, so I don't need to replace them. My first DVD, the Jack Guide, has got a whole heap of footage of surface fishing footage chasing Mangrove Jack. I think there's over 25 or 30 fish taken that I show in the DVD using this thing. It just shows you how good they are. So if you haven't seen that, you need to get a copy or borrow a copy off a mate and check out all of the action. There's a lot more on there and a few more tips on how to use it. This is the Boy Howdy. Here's the packet that you're looking for. That's what you'll see if you can find them in the shops. From Cotton Cordell.